Button.
Hello and welcome to my stream. We're doing a little different today, as you can see. Uh,
Hey, look at the snazzy get up.
I'm going to a fancy party.
A fancy party?
Very
With
fancy.
whom?
With whom? Doctor, I forgot his name, and
Dr. Powell,
Doctor Powell and
notable
his
anthropologist.
esteemed guests.
Notable anthropologist and Africanologist.
But yes, we're running Call of Cthulhu. Actually, Dino's running Call of Cthulhu for myself and Jellies. And yeah,
Hi.
take it away.
And me, I am the keeper. So, one moment, sorry. What category would you
You can actually do Call of
call
Cthulhu. That's
this? There's a call.
what I'm on.
Oh, like, okay, yeah. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. There we go. All right, sick. Sorry about that. All right, so it's October 1922, after quite a period of sort of inactivity from a mutual friend of both of yours, a certain Dr. Thurston Powell, a renowned Africanologist. Uh, he has invited you to a dinner, supposedly to celebrate some new discovery that he's made. Um, it's sort of late fall. Trees are like browning away. There's even a little bit of snow sort of coming out, especially at night. Starts getting like very cold around here. Um, you don't live within Massachusetts, do you?
No.
No. Yeah. So, um, you have to make your way there. Uh, either through, I think as Freck said, like a hired coach or driving on your own if you have your own vehicle. Either way, we'll get there when we actually get to the estate.
Yay.
Um, the estate is semi-rural. I want to say it's only about like 20-30 minutes from the nearest like township. Um, and it's not a small town either. It's yeah, I'd call it like a um not quite a village, because that's a very British term.
It's a town.
Fuck, what
A,
would you
ta-
call
It's a
a
small town.
town
Just
per
well, yeah,
se? A
well,
burg?
yeah, like a burg, a large. Well, yeah, we'll just yeah, a large township, I suppose. Um, and sort of the way there is, it's really actually quite pretty. It's especially in the fall. You've got the browning leaves falling off these trees that line the roads. Um, and as you sort of turn in to the road to make it to Mr. Powell's estate, um, it is just a forest trail, and you notice that it isn't paved at all. It's basically just a well-worn trail taken by cars, horse and carriage, like quite often. Um, so very obvious road, but it's a big change from going down like the highways and stuff that you took to get here. Um, but even in saying that, it's probably more pretty than the way here. Being that close to nature, very big change from city life or living in the urban like suburbs and whatnot. it's a nice change of pace. I imagine, especially for you, Fred, considering yourself as an artist.
Yeah.
Um,
Studios in New
sort
York
of
City are very small.
yes. So the space the sort of feeling of space is quite nice. Um, and it's about like I want to say 5 minutes up this road. It's quite winding. It's not crazy, but it snakes through the forest.
Jeez.
And it eventually opens up into uh this really quite simple but lovely estate. Um, it's this like the front lawn is like really well manicured. There's a driveway that's graveled, and it's sort of like crescent shapes around the front.
Mhm.
And you can see uh, a few cars and things already parked there, varying in like quality. Most of them are just things like Ford Model Ts and things, but you do see a couple that are like really quite fancy for the time.
Ooh.
I can't think of the model of them at the moment. Um,
Rolls Royce.
I was gonna, yeah, they're also a Ford, but they're like the more like high end models that have sort of just recently been coming out. Um, and yeah, it's this red brick house. It's got about 2 stories to it. And there you go. Just to give you an idea of what it sort of looks like. Um,
Ooh.
the exterior is really well sort of groomed and manicured. Clearly, whoever the groundskeeper or gardeners are, they do a very good job keeping it up. And you think that Dr. Powell takes great pride in sort of keeping it all spick and span. Um, Now, who do we think would arrive first?
um, I don't know, roll for it.
Do you guys want to roll off?
Let's do it.
Okay, flat D100. So yeah, you can either bottom right, there's like a dice tray that you can click on to do it, or you can do /R D100, and that'll roll as well in the chat box.
I just figure like what kind of luck we have with our hired cars or traffic or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, looks like Freck gets there first actually, because
Lowest
score
wins on
wins.
these rolls.
Yep.
Yes. So, as you're pulling up, you everything seems quite quiet, and you are quite familiar with this building and its grounds. It's just been a long time since you've been here. You walk up to the sort of like patio, and it's got these 2 double doors, and like grand windows sort of either side of it. It's fancy looking, but you know that it's mostly a sort of a facade to make it seem fancier than it really is. It's quite modest in comparison to a lot of other estates.
True.
What would you like to do?
How early am I? Am I right on time for the party, or would you say it's like still like noonish?
It's sort of like late afternoon.
Okay.
So around 6:37 ish, around that time.
All right, dinner time.
Yeah. So, but a little bit earlier than sort of the letter mentioned that the actual dinner would begin. So you do have a bit of time to potter about, socialize if you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever you'd like to do, really.
So I arrive. I get out of the car. I get my my luggage. You know, just to small suitcase, and I tell the driver, "Hey, Marty, would you mind getting the paintings?
Yeah.
And be very careful. Don't scuff them. If you do,
What those things in the tubes?
yeah. The paintings.
Okay, all right, hold on. And he's like sort of looking around in the car. Where would you have put them?
Well, there were 3 canvases, and I would say that they're about human size, so wherever those would fit.
Yep. All right, probably if you were in the back seat, probably in the passenger seat, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, he like climbs out of the car himself, and he goes around to the passenger side, and sort of scoops up this bundle of
Yeah, they're
paintings in like the protective tubes.
not tubes. They're canvases, and they're covered
Oh,
in
they are
protective
just canvases.
paper.
My apologies.
Yeah.
My apologies.
They're stretched and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, he picks them up, and he is being like really quite careful with them. And they're just sort of like stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
And he's like cradling them, and he's like, "So, you want me to help you to the front door, or?"
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you good with your luggage?
Yeah, I got my luggage. It's small.
Okay. All right. Well, after you, and he sort of gestures towards the front door,
All right.
a little awkwardly, considering the load in his hand.
What jellies?
I said after use.
Yeah. So yeah, we head up. I knock. I don't know.
Yep. So yeah, you wrap your knuckles on this like oak door, I'll say, and again, nothing crazy. There are knockers there as well, but yeah, you wrap your knuckles. You use the knockers, whichever one you do, and after a short time, I really like 5-10 seconds, the door creaks open. And a rather classical looking like servant butler gentleman comes into view, and he sort of regards you with a sort of very professional look, and then just gives a slight bow and says, "Welcome to Dr. Powell's estate. And who might you be?"
Well, sorry. I am Dr. Powell. Why can't I remember the fucking name? Did I get it right?
Yep.
I am Dr. Powell's artist friend. I just go by Frack.
Welcome, Frank. Do you need a hand with your valuables, your luggage?
Not with my luggage. Well, maybe. But also, I've got the paintings here, to his order, and I don't know exactly where those need to go.
Yes. Leave them with me. I shall see to it that they are given to the master.
Okay. And on second thought, I just set my luggage down as well. It's like I don't know where that goes either.
You may leave the luggage in the foyer if you'd like. Otherwise, we do have guest rooms if you are more inclined to stay the evening.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Marvelous. Then I will show you to your room. And he sort of takes the paintings from the driver, also very delicately, a lot more professionally. And he sort of goes, "If you would simply give me one moment, I will be right back." And he ducks away, through the estate, through the house. And only a couple minutes later, he sort of pops back in to the foyer, and he's like, "My apologies for the wait. Your room," and he sort of, if you would follow me, walks up the stairs nearby.
I nod at him as he goes, and I quickly put like a coin in Marcus's hand to dismiss him. Like, thank you so much.
Like, oh, very generous. And you have fun. You have fun.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
you know the number of our cabbie service if you ever need us.
Yeah. Maybe I will be. I'll be calling you tomorrow, and I will maybe see you then. It was like lovely. You were a great driver. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
And like both
Thank you.
both Marcus is like walking towards his car, and this servant is like walking away, and so I'm just like and I like
Yep.
I kind of just like push the door closed and go.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you like semi cut him off, like not in a rude
Yeah.
fashion at all. But he's basically still going like, oh, thank you, you know, like we'll be here for you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then the door closes. And you follow this butler up the steps, and as you sort of reach the upper landing, he sort of halts for a minute. He's like, "Oh," puts a hand on his like forehead. "My apologies. I am Bartholomew. You may call me Bart, Bartholomew, whichever you may prefer. I have no preference.
Okay.
I am Master Powell's personal servant in the butler capacity, as you will. Just so introductions are done. I got your name, but you did not get my name.
Right. Thank you,
I
Bartholomew.
Now, this way." And he gestures toward, like, down the hallway and starts walking down. And he gestures towards one of the, like, second door on the right. And this will be your room for the evening, Freck. And you may leave your luggage as you like. I will. Would you like a key for privacy?
Yes, please.
I shall fetch that at once. For the moment, you are free to go in and get yourself settled.
I nod and I start doing that.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you open the door. It's nice. Again, nothing like crazy. It's just a fairly nice sort of guest room. There's like, you know, the bed, a dresser with a mirror, like a couple chairs and a small table for like reading or eating, whatever you'd like to do. It basically just gives you like full privacy for whatever you want to do while you're in the room and here. And as you're sort of getting settled in, he sort of leans in and mentions, the other guests are scattered through the building. Some are in the local bar room. Some are already in the dining hall. If you'd like, feel free to explore, and I will be at your beck and call. I'll be back with that key shortly.
Okay, thank you, Bartholomew.
And he sort of bows, gently closes the door, and you're left alone in this room to unpack and do what you need to do. We will cut back to the entrance, where Jellies, your character, Mr. Louis Frizzetti, rocks up. How how did you get there?
It was also by sort of a cabbie taxi service, whatever
Yep.
they some sort of service to get there because Louis can't drive.
Yep, fair enough. So
Yeah.
you show up, and I want to say it's like a rival cabbie company. And you pull up just as this other guy is starting to get into his cab. And you can kind of feel a little bit of tension as you realize that the two drivers have like locked eyes with each other.
Ooh.
And you're sitting in the back. What sort of luggage do you have with you, if any?
It just this is a old large briefcase that I have pretty much just one other change of clothing
Yep.
in. So traveling real light. Not
Yeah.
not carrying much.
nothing crazy. Just sick. So it pulls up, and you sort of step out, and that's when you sort of notice that the cabbie you're with winds down his window, and he leans out, and he goes like, who the fuck do you think you is, huh?
Hey, who the fuck you think you is?
How the fuck who the fuck you take here, huh?
Hey, I mean, I'm just taking hires. It's not a big deal. I'm not allowed to take a hire where they want to go?
Well, look, you know the routes, you know the routes. You know that we've been driving, like, these routes for ages.
Okay, you want me to, like, take all of my customers? They go, oh, I want to go to that route. I just give it to you?
That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, taking people to the Powell estate. That's been in our business's goddamn purview for like years.
Again,
at least months.
Do you want me to tell all of my customers that want to go this way that it's yours?
I mean, that would be pretty good and beneficial for my business. Yeah.
Well, okay. Give me a number.
I mean, you don't gotta. I mean, you don't gotta, but like it'd be pretty goddamn. It'd be pretty swelly.
Well, I mean, you just gotta give me a number. Then maybe, like, I don't know, like, take me out to dinner or something.
Oh. Okay. Well, and he like sort of coughs. Well, the business number's on the cab, but I mean, if you was done, you want to go grab a coffee or something?
Yeah, I could go grab a coffee.
All right. You know that place on what is it, Fifth Avenue?
Oh yeah, the Fifth Avenue Brew.
Yeah. You wanna meet up there?
Yeah. You better not stand me up.
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
You stand me up, I know.
Hey,
people.
what's your name, by the way?
Marcus.
What's your name, by the way? Marcus. My name's Mikey. Would you fucking look at that?
Oh, look at that. Couple of M's.
Yeah, a couple of M's just hanging out. This whole time, Jellies, what are you doing?
I as soon as I was immediately going to start talking to the driver, but then this started up, and I have you both look at me. I have a smile on my face. I'm leaning inside the window, and I've already lit a cigarette, and I'm just listening intently. Hey, don't let me bother you. Go on.
Oh shoot! Sorry. The charge is on the display, by the way. But yeah. So and he's like sort of continues talking to this other cabbie. And it's like, hey, where's you from?
Yeah, I pull out the money and I just quietly like put it on the seat with a little bit extra.
It's sweet. He's like, oh, you're too generous. Thank you.
Yeah, and then the chatter just.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
I'm not gonna get a word in, so I'll mind my bees.
It is like a mix of like just like two dudes talking and like like that like homosexual meme. it's like that kind of flirting almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 20s. So and yeah, that just sort of keeps going as I imagine you walk up to the front door. If not, feel free to do otherwise.
No, I leave the money. He recognizes the cash is there, and I just kind of start walking away, having a smoke. Just be like, if I didn't know any better, it sounded like those two guys were gonna go necking.
Those two guys might be gay.
In the 20s? What?
This is Yeah, it's not. Well, I mean, I'm from the city. Meet a lot of people, see a lot of people. So
You do.
you never know what's going to happen. I don't judge nobody by nothing. If you a man of your word, and it's all good with me. Yeah, you don't want to
Yep.
neck with me. I don't want to neck with him. But you guys have some fun over there.
You guys have fun.
I'm real fucking woke for the 20s.
Yeah, real woke.
Yeah.
Listen, you
Yeah.
live in the Big Apple. It's just you can't be.
Yeah, you see
can't
the
be
craziest
mad.
shit.
Yeah. Boy, those two men, when they started talking to each other, those two men sure seemed gay.
And you know
And
what?
they seem they like each other too.
Power to him. Power to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you go have some fun, gay boys.
Gay boy go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll mosey up to the door and give a knock.
Sweet. So, yeah, you knock on the door, and much like sort of last time, there's a wait of only like a few minutes. And then, who Freck knows is Bartholomew, again, opens the door, and he gives you a very slight bow. I imagine, considering that you've worked with Dr. Powell in the past, that you would probably know him. At least in passing, and I think he would know of you. So
yeah, since he was his personal servant, I would probably say that I've had to, like, I've been given things to do by Bartholomew.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
So we've definitely are familiar with each other, and it's always been sort of a he works for him too, but like I defer to him because he's the servant of the main guy, so
Yeah, the big cheese.
Yeah, the big cheese.
So
hey buddy, good to see you. How you doing?
Mr. Frazzetti, it's a pleasure to see you again as well.
Oh, you all dressed up. Oh, it's gonna be a fancy night tonight, eh?
Yes, Dr. Powell is expecting quite a showing, I believe.
Oh, excellent. Boy, look at these digs. This joint is nice.
It has been a while since you've been to the estate, has it not?
Yeah, I think last time I was here, I probably got, you get knocked in the head a couple times. You forget a couple of days. It happens,
I see. The classic boxers conundrum.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Wait, what were we talking about?
About taking a few knocks to the head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Great match before I came here, but hey, you know all about that. I told you all about that.
Yes. We read about your matches with great enthusiasm. We were unable to make the actual matches themselves.
Buddy, I always appreciate it. You know that.
Of course, it is most exciting. Now you know where your room is, but if you'd like, I can take your luggage there.
No, don't worry about it, Bart. You got a lot on your hands already. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'll see myself up to my room then.
Not a problem, Mr. Frazzetti. If you need me, I shall be around. Actually, now that I think of it, now that I remember, I actually must deliver something to one of the other guests. Allow me to accompany you.
Oh, all right then. After you.
And he kind of gives you like a slight nod bow again, and walks up the steps. Instead of sort of going down the left hallway, which is where your room is, he takes a right, and you see him knock, like, quite gently on the second room's door.
That'd be me. You hear rustling behind the door. As what I ended up doing is like I opened up my suitcase and like put a few things around the room.
Pausing
like
for ads.
Pausing for ads. But after I hung up my nicer clothes, I just like flopped onto the bed. So you hear like the bed rustling as I get up and come to the door. Like, yes.
Yep. Perfect. And yeah, you open the door and it's Bartholomew there, and he sort of frick, the key I promised, and he very like almost as like a show, like pulls it out of like a coat pocket and holds it between two fingers upright, sort of showing it off. You may use this to lock your door and have ultimate privacy. Only you have this key, and we expect it to be returned upon your departure.
Oh yes, of course, as always.
Of course.
I'm standing just behind Bartholomew, kind of like kind of jokingly, like mocking him, like standing in the same way and kind of giving a face like ho 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 ho.
Yep. Phenomenal. Is this in view of Freck?
Oh yeah, totally. Whoever's
Okay.
whoever's in there.
Yeah, there's definitely like a creeping smile, like kind of trying to get to my eyes, but and I reach and I grab the key. And I go, "Thank you, Bartholomew. Do you know when is best to come down, or?" I trail off.
The master said that dinner would begin proper around 7:30. So you are welcome to head down any time before then, or at that time. Even.
As if on cue, my stomach grumbles.
I see. If the other guests are also famished and the cook is ready with the meal, then perhaps we can push things forward a bit.
Oh, you don't have to do that for me. That's fine.
The welfare of the guests is of utmost importance.
Hey, Barta says it's going to get done. It's going to get done. I kind of like push past Bartholomew a little bit. Hey, Louis Frazzetti, nice to meet you.
Oh, hi. People just call me Freck, so I shake his hand awkwardly.
That's easy. Big hearty handshake.
On account of all the freckles on my face.
That's probably going to take me like 2 hours to figure out.
It's like you're eating at the dinner and like you look over at Freck and you're like, son of a bitch.
Oh, like I'm all happy and I'm not saying anything, but I'm like pointing at my face and pointing at your face, like, oh.
Very clever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like Bartholomew will sort of give you a knowing look. Is he knew full well that you were doing the like mocking thing behind him.
I mean, he gives me like a look, and I was like, and I give him like a little like my fist up a little bit, give him like a little pop in the old abdomen there.
He does not even flinch. He's well. He's
slap on the shoulder. Oh, buddy.
So,
well,
Bartholomew has left.
He's going to excuse himself. Yes, and
right.
Start leaving now.
So, it's Louis or Lewis?
Louis fine.
Louis. All right. I mean,
Louis fine. My mother calls me Louis. It's pretty formal. I feel like I'm getting yelled at if I hear Louis.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel. Like I mean, that's why I don't use my real name in general. So yeah, I've seen you around. I mean, you've been in some of the boxing circuits, yeah?
Hey, you watched?
Yeah. I mean, I'm starving artist. Maybe I can gamble a little and make a little money on the side, but.
Oh. Well, I gotta tell you, you're gonna bet on me? Yes, I'm a safe bet. Right now.
I've noticed. I mean, I haven't yet, but I mean, I've only seen you a couple times. So next time, I will bet on you. Yeah.
Yeah, come up and say hi. I always love to see people before the fight. I appreciate it. You, if you're not waiting for anything else, we can head down and go get a bite to eat.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I feel a little bit peckish
Your-
myself
your
after the
stomach-
ride.
Your stomach rumbles
Yeah.
at the mention of food.
Like I'm currently wearing like just a canvas like loose or not canvas linen loose shirt, kind of like a poet's shirt, but as you can see like on the sides or on the sleeves and on like the base edge there's like paint marks all over it. It's like do you think I should change? I mean, are
You feel comfortable, whatever
I'll-
you want to wear. Hey, you want to change? I'll step out for a minute. You can change. I'll meet you downstairs.
Yeah, I'll be right out. I'll be right out. So I close the door.
Oh, right.
But it doesn't take long because it's just like my pants were okay, so I just put on this red
Just the
shirt,
top.
my vest. I quickly do my tie. I'm still tying it as I walk out, and as I'm leaving, I like step out for a sec, but then like I'm like, oh wait, and I step back in and I grab that key and I put it in one of my vest pockets.
Good. And Louis already sort of gone downstairs, I imagine.
Yeah, just threw my briefcase on the bed, took a quick look to see what was in the room. But actually, I didn't even like look to see what's in the room. I just opened the door, briefcase on the bed, closed the door. I didn't even lock the door. I'm not worried.
That's fair.
Yeah. The room's really quite familiar to you at this point. So, yeah, where would you have gone? I should ask as well, because
Me?
no, Louis. There's a few sort of rooms. There's like a bar room, like a living room, the dining room, even a library. The foyer is sort of semi-sizable as well.
I would have gone down to the bar room, going to go straight to the bar room, and to get a couple of my favorite drinks. So when Freck finally comes down, I got a drink ready, and we could toast. Have a good night.
Brilliant. So you go into the bar room and you already see a couple people already there. One of which is a mustachioed man, bespectacled, and he is absolutely vibing to some of the music that's currently playing. Hopefully that starts playing for you guys soonish.
By the way, that is not how you spell Bartholomew, is it?
Bartholomew. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Ah, yes, I see. I see.
You see where we've gone wrong
Whoopsie-daisy.
here?
I must point it out on stream in front of everybody. I'm sorry.
There we go. It's fixed. It's fixed. Don't make fun of me. Minor spelling mistake. Game over. Gamma over. Alright. Yeah, he is like he's sort of dancing with himself to this music. And there is another man there, sort of more quietly, mostly just watching. This is the dancing gentleman. His attire is really quite formal as well, which is not surprising. What is surprising is that you would probably recognize Louis, that the stuff he's wearing is like very like uniform-esque.
Okay.
Like, the color of the pants, the vest, the tie, that whole sort of thing. You can like really quite vividly picture him in like an officer's like overcoat sort of thing.
Mm.
And then the other dude, who is just kind of like leaning against the bar sort of bench, drink in hand, and he's kind of like nodding along to the music and watching this other gentleman dance his heart out. He takes a sip, sort of looks over and like sort of raises a glass in like acknowledgement. He looks a lot hardier.
I love the music, but can we turn it down a little bit?
You can. So, if you click on the playlist tab, you can adjust the volume for like the playlists or the song itself.
Oh, there it is. That's cool.
Yes. So yeah, you can adjust it to however you like. So that way you're not getting like blitzed by like
Oh, that's
audio tracks
fantastic.
and whatnot.
Okay. Well, I'll leave the ambient there for now. Fantastic. Thank you. Please continue.
No, you're all good. You're all good. And yeah, he's sort of reminiscent of a cowboy. But one who like whose specialty isn't the American West. He looks a lot like a hunter. And he's sort of shockingly clear of like scars and things, but you think he's hiding them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
A different Marcus.
And yeah. So, and yeah, by the way, if you want to like close tabs, you are more than welcome. I'm mostly bringing them up just to like give you a visual reference.
Yeah.
But you walk in, and it is quite a nice little bar room. The drinks, you can only assume, are all purchased pre-prohibition, and are legally owned. You would expect nothing less from Dr. Powell, but it is still odd seeing a bar this sort of like stocked, right?
Yeah.
I imagine you've been to a few speakeasies in your time. And
Yeah.
They got a lot of rot gut. They got a lot of
Grog.
moonshine and grog. Yeah. It's very rare that they have such a selection of like fine drinks. There's rums, there's brandies, there's wines. Pretty much whatever you want. He's done a really good job stocking this. And the music eventually ends, and I'll say this is when you come in, Freck.
Yeah.
And the dude who was dancing, the music ends, and he kind of like stops and is like, "Oh, I was just getting into the swing of things. Oh, new guests!" And he like holds his hands out wide, and he's like, "Welcome!" And he starts like walking over. He's really quite energetic. And he's radiating this almost like Labrador energy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna match that energy best I can.
Oh hell yeah! And he starts walking over, like still arms outstretched. Is like, "I am Major Thorn. You may call me fuck." That's not what he says. Hold on.
Whoa. Thorn or horn?
Thorn.
Oh.
Major Thorn. Thorne.
Well, if you look at him.
William. That's it, William Thorn. That's fucking what his first name was, my bad. "I am Major Thorn. You may call me William, Bill, I don't mind. Welcome!" And he, like, goes to embrace the both of you at once.
Oh. I slowly reach up and, like, pat his back. Pat.
I will embrace the strong hug, and I will try and match his energy. So Freck does not have to put that much into the hug.
And he's like, "Oh,
Bill, Louie,
apologies.
pleasure to meet you. Pleasure."
Louie!" And he like shoots out a hand for a handshake.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. It like slaps.
Oh yeah, and he double slaps with like his like second hand, and he gives it like a very enthusiastic shake.
Lovely
yeah,
to meet
he's
you,
grab
Louie.
handshake.
Does he feel pretty strong himself?
Yes, but you don't know if that is because of the probably significant amounts of alcohol he's already imbibed. You can kind of
True.
smell it on him.
True.
Probably
Or if
radiating
it's
some
just
heat.
like him. Yes, or if it's just like as he is. But yeah, he it is like a very firm handshake.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, well, it's
Um,
good to meet you. Hey, that was a good song. That's a recent hit, isn't it?
it is, yes. I brought it myself, actually. I'm a big fan.
Gonna have to listen to more of your collection in the future.
Yeah, Paul Whiteman. Yes, I have quite a collection of the finest jazzes, the finest big bands. More than welcome. More than welcome. And you, you are. And he gestures towards you, Freck.
I am Freck. I'm a nerd.
Freck! And he shoots a hand out again for a handshake.
I grab the handshake. I do a proper business shake. Web to web and all that.
Yep. So lovely to meet you. And I think he finally senses kind of like the awkwardness, like a little bit of that like anxiety, like that social aspect. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I need to like chill a little bit." So he doesn't do the clap over handshake, like the double hand.
Mhm.
He just gives you like a nice business handshake, and then
Solid.
sort of straightens out his vest. He's like, "Well, uh, drinks?" And he gestures over towards the bar.
Please.
Now, I believe there are snackies in the dining room as well. So, do you know if you're a bit hungry? I'm sure the cook wouldn't mind you having a peeks.
Again, my stomach roars.
think- I think there's a couple snackies behind the bar as well, and he kind of like walks behind the bar, and he's having a look around. He's like, pistachios, some bread. Uh, well, quite boring. He pops back up. But there is some quite nice little appetizers already out in the dining room if you are starving, which I understand if you are. Big trip, I can imagine. I myself actually had to travel like cross country,
Oh wow.
and by cross country I mean internationally. You ever been on a plane before?
Uh,
A plane?
no,
Yes, an aeroplane.
that's
Marvelous invention.
that's wow. I don't think I've ever met anybody who's flown on one uh besides. Well, I'm guessing since you're probably an associate of Doc's, then you probably flown a couple times. It scares the ever living bejesus out of me.
Oh, trust me, it scares me too. Ah, it is such a marvel of engineering. Those Wright brothers, they really had it under wraps. But sorry, I'm babbling. I'm babbling. So, drinks
Yeah.
and,
Uh,
and what will you have? What is your poison?
Let's go with I'll peep. I'm not familiar with many of the quality drinks and boozes. I know the names, but there's like just like a basic like a solid brandy, something to be
Yeah.
able to put on some ice.
Any mixes or just straight on the rocks?
No, just on the rocks, keep it simple.
All right, and he's like, simple man, good brandy. I like you. And he pours sort of whiskey glass full. After putting the cubes in, of course, you can tell he's actually probably done this quite a lot. And he sort of like slides it over to you, and he's like, "And you, Freck?
are you aware of Long Island iced tea?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
I'll take one of those.
Hold on." And he starts like looking
It's a lot of
around.
liquor.
Yeah, he starts. He's like looking around the like the different boozes and things as he's like trying to pick out which ones sort of he thinks would be best.
Mhm.
And he grabs a couple bottles, makes you like a really quite nice looking Long Island iced tea, and slides it gently forwards in a rather like tall glass. But it's got one of those like slender bottoms, you know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
It's not like a wine cup, more of like a cocktail cup, I suppose. But it suits. It suits the style of drink.
What is that one that's like? You usually put like mint juleps in it. It's just a cylinder.
Oh, like a highball glass?
Is that?
Like, are we talking like a glass you see like a mojito in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, highball
Highball,
glasses, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So like a one of those or like a pilsner.
So
Anyway.
I think, yeah, definitely a highball glass. And yeah, he sort of like gets like a little bit of like fuck, what goes on a Long Island?
It doesn't usually come with a
garnish.
garnish, but you could put like orange or
I was gonna say, I think
lemon.
he would take. I think he would take like a small, like he'd get a small slice of orange, and he'd just like sort of let it float on the top, and then he'd hand it over, and he'd be like, "Yes, I'm a master of my craft. Let me say."
I sip
Oh,
it. It's either going to be fantastic or terrible. So which is it?
It's quite good. It's quite good. He has done an honestly good job. The taste of the alcohol, it's still there. Like you still get a little bit of that kick and burn.
Mm.
But he's done it in such a way that it's like masked by like the other
Properly
flavors.
complimented. All right. So
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
You definitely hear an out of me. I place it down. I savor it for a moment. I'll go. That's the best one I've ever had.
It's like marvelous. That makes me very happy.
Oh, Bill's the real deal. Hey, Bill, I gotta know before we go over and grab some snackies.
Yeah.
You make a good drink, but you're not a bartender by trade, are you?
Oh God, no, no. Especially with the prohibition and whatnot, couldn't chance it. No, as I said earlier, I am a major. I am a major in the British Armed Forces.
Oh,
Yes.
So you'd have to
So
fly
it,
in, huh?
yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, it was. I must admit, it was mostly boat, but actually, like to get here faster. Once I made it to shore, I was like, I'll take a plane, and it was quite nice.
In my
That's amazing.
over enthusiasm about planes, I forgot about boats. Anyway.
The plane was the much more interesting aspect of the whole trip.
yeah. Well, it's been around since God knows when,
But yes, this is Marcus. By the way, he's a quiet one. Doesn't speak much.
Oh, hello, Marcus.
Hey, how do you do?
Hello.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't speak much.
And he kind of just nods, takes a sip of his drink.
I kind of give him like a cheers, like a hold the drink up, like a cheers in the air kind of thing. Like, hey, you do you.
Yeah, and he kind of like smiles. It's like kind of appreciates the gesture.
I said, I am famished. Let's go get some snakes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, enjoy. I'll be here probably. Marcus.
He's like standing
Play
right
the
there.
music again. Yes, Marcus, can you put on the music again? I'm behind the bar, and it's so far. And Marcus kind of rolls his eyes and gets up and
It's so
puts
far
the
away. Hell.
puts the needle back on, and hits play. There we go. And you can sort of hear that like wafting through as you walk into literally the next room, the dining room. And before you, it looks like he's had to bring in like a larger table to accommodate like the evening.
Mhm.
But there are like a couple like extra seats around and things with like some end tables and like coffee tables just for people to like chat on their own. And you see a couple people already doing that. One is a woman, quite dressed like really quite finely, especially for the time. Very, very reminiscent of a flapper, with sort of like the band with like the flower in it, and like the tall evening gloves and that sort of thing. But she looks too refined to be a flapper, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's wearing this really quite nice blue dress, like this blue evening gown. And she's talking to. Hey.
There's a comedian. Never mind. Go ahead.
Sorry. And yeah, she's like, you can tell she's like feigning interest, you think, in this conversation that's going on. And she's talking to a weathered-looking old man, dressed in quite a nice sort of burgundy or like red amber kind of suit. And he's sitting and discussing quite intently something that you can barely piece together from where you are. But you can tell he's sort of like quite into explaining these things. And from his like hand gestures and like the way that he like gestures towards other things and like is trying to visualize a lot of the things, you can tell he's another academic. And he's sitting there talking to this woman before this woman sort of notices you come in, and she goes, "Oh, more guests!" And she sort of stands up, completely just ignoring like the current conversation ongoing, and walks over to you two, drink in hand, sort of like just a wine.
I kind of give a slight, like, a courteous bow. How do you do? Hello.
Oh, well, thank you.
I am. My name is Louis Frizzetti. You can call me Louis, and this is my friend Freck. We just got here.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you both. Has a cat got your tongue, Louis?
You mean?
No. I just, a little frazzled from the ride. That's all.
And she kind of gives you like a sly smile. And
That's it. Yeah.
I see. And she gives you like a quick wink. And you, Frank. Lovely to meet you too. And she sort of holds out like a hand, but like like the dainty kind of like I expect you to like grab my hand from underneath, that sort of thing.
Frightened bisexual in the headlights stare.
By panic.
Exactly. Oh, yes. And she like gently grabs like her fingertips and kind of mocks a kiss, I guess.
She kind of chuckles to herself. She's like, "Well, ain't the manners on point tonight."
Yeah.
Well,
and you might be, ma'am?
Oh, my apologies. I'm Virginia.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Virginia. Are you an associate of the doctors, like us? I'm assuming.
Me and him, me and Dr. Powell, we go way back. We've known each other for quite a while.
Oh, good, good.
Though I doubt as far back as you and he go, I imagine, Louis.
It's no biggie. It's no biggie.
I see. Plain coy. Well, how do you two know him?
I personally was just sort of muscle that he needed for an outing just to carry some stuff, and he seemed like it worked out pretty well. We got on good, and I could you need some muscle. I'm your man. Yeah.
Oh,
And,
I
and I
definitely need some muscle.
give like a little bit of like a peacock like sort of pose.
Yep. Oh my!
God, I
I
wish that were
definitely
me.
need some muscle. And you sweet little thing. How do
Well,
you know Dr. Powell?
I'm an art student. I'm an artist, and I've been commissioned to do some works for him for a while. He seems to like my work, so
Oh, you do commissions?
yeah. Um, Lots of them.
Do you do portraits?
Mostly, yeah. I mean, that's usually what people ask for, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose it is. How often do they ask for nude portraits? And she kind of gives you like a very sly
I was drinking at
smile.
the exact wrong time.
I turn
Do a spit
bright.
take.
I turn bright red, but I say, more often than you think. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful! You and me might just have to get acquainted then.
It's, yeah. That would be lovely. Yeah.
And she kind of chuckles at both of you being completely flustered.
Pretty.
doing like the finger touch thing, like the two fingers, like well.
Woo. Oh, 1920s ooh woo.
What would that? I don't know if you can put like an Atlantic spin on uwu. You can definitely put a transatlantic spin on uwu. Ah, uwu!
As the
Fucking
kids
Seven
say.
Max.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Seven Max bit. And she's absolutely like loving like this like degree of attention that she's kind of like put you guys in.
Pretty
And
lady
then you hear
approached
like
me.
yeah, yep. And she's kind and then you hear like a
Oh, sir, excuse me. Oh, my apologies. I did not say hello.
it's fine. We were just in the middle of a conversation, me and Virginia.
I
Tells a little
apologize.
chilly.
Virginia sighs a
I
little.
I apologize if we interrupted your conversation. I kind of stepped forward, just to truly be kind. I do realize the misstep, and put my hand out to shake his, whether he's sitting in the chair or not.
He
Louis.
he will shakily rise to his feet and sort of give you a return the handshake.
Would I know him as a professor at my school?
You actually probably would. You would know of him. He's actually quite well known. This is one Dr. Gray, and he introduces himself as such to you, Jellies. He is another quite renowned anthropologist. You would know Freck.
Right.
And not quite focusing on like the Africas and like that sort of field of study.
Mhm.
A lot more classical.
Roman Empire.
But still
Oh,
still
no.
a renowned anthropologist. Yeah, and he's sort of like gives you a handshake. He does seem rather frail, but definitely an academic, sort of like that more sedentary, studious lifestyle. And he sort of nods before sitting back down and goes, well, it is a pleasure to meet the both of you. I'm very sorry. you may continue with the conversation. Virginia and I can continue on as when she comes back. And she kind of goes like, "Oh, Dr. Gray, I'm very sorry, but I must excuse myself for now. My drink's getting a little low." And she kind of, you know, shakes her wine cup, and you can see that there's like a quarter left. So she's over exaggerating, try not to be rude, but still being a very backhanded kind of, you know,
I'm gonna
just
go.
yeah, exactly. Very, very like backhanded like dismissal. And you can kind of see Dr. Gray recognizes it, but he's kind of just like, you know, discussion was wasted anyway. And
Poor old Kaja.
he's like, it happens. You know, being an academic, when you talk about these things, only another academic truly understands. Which is why Dr. Powell and I are such good friends.
I've no doubt about that. Hey, Virginia. We were just over there with Major Horn. Have you met Major Horn yet?
Oh, yes, Major Thorn. He is a character, but a friendly one.
He is. Let's go see if we can get that. Yeah, let's see if we can go get that character to show us all his dance moves. And I grab a couple of quick like hors d'oeuvres off the table, and I give Freck like a look, like, "Hey, grab a couple. Let's go back into the bar."
Pretty lady.
I nod, but I stay in the room.
Yeah, so you and Virginia sort of head back out. You've got like this small like serving plate of hors d'oeuvres and like appetizers and things, stuff to help tide you over until the full dinner.
Excellent.
And you are in the dining room with Dr. Gray, who's sitting, and he's in the time that you've sort of like been discussing everything. He has taken out a book and he started reading it. And you can see that it's a book on sort of the sub-Saharan cultures of Africa. And yeah, he's just kind of sitting there reading it. He's got his like reading spectacles on, his bifocals, and yeah, just quite happily kind of chilling out.
So I scoop up a couple hors d'oeuvres and I sidle to Dr. Gray, and I notice the title on his book, and I go, "Oh, Sub-Saharan African. What's that book about?"
Well, he kind of like still book open, half reading, half sort of like talking to you. It's like, well, my colleague Dr. Powell, who I'm sure you're aware is a successful Africanologist, and I figured, in order to brush up on my own knowledge on the continent of Africa, to have a look in his library and see if I could learn a thing or two. This one seems to be about the culture of many of the tribes south of the Sahara Desert.
Okay.
You know where that is, yes?
Vaguely. So this is a.
What's your? Oh yeah, your education. You probably would have an idea.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of anthropologies and histories and culture classes that I'd have to take for art stuff. Yeah. I would know. I've actually gone to art school. But so I let him kind of trail off, but I'm like, so this is a wild group of characters. What do you think is going on tonight?
Well, as far as I'm aware, all the people here are quite good friends of the good doctor, in one way or another. Major Thorn, if I understand correctly, has been on a few expeditions with the good doctor. Funded a few, probably. Marcus, I believe, He's actually come on a couple trips with me. He's quite a well-known and he gets the job done. He's a good, hunter safari guide sort of individual. Keeps you safe on those big trips. Virginia, I have no idea. I'm not sure what sort of connection she has to the doctor, but we can sit here and gossip.
I was gonna say, I take a napkin, I wipe my brows, like I have some idea.
Yes, we can gossip all we want. But until we know for sure, is just that gossip. Anyway, I don't know much about you. What's your connection to the good doctor?
Well, I mean, you've seen me around. I've taken a couple of your courses. It's been a few semesters though, so I understand if you don't really remember me.
Yes, I think I remember now. You studying some of the classics in art, were you not?
Well, I'm doing studio art, so I mean, I kind of have to, but I don't mind it. I mean, like your class was interesting and fun. Like you made it not boring like some of the history teachers. But
thank you.
Yeah, I've been kind of.
I appreciate that.
I've been kind of stuck in my little studio hole for the most part, so just getting the portfolio done.
Yes, different pursuit, but I've been there. I understand exactly what you mean.
Long hours.
Many a days locked away in libraries and offices, studying and studying. They don't tell you, but it's only after you graduate and you get a bit of money that you're actually able to go and do the things that they keep teaching you about.
Yeah.
I think I was 40 when I went on my first expedition.
40?
Yeah.
40 on your
Good
first?
time. Yes.
How many doctorates do you have?
Let me think. A doctorate.
Don't turn me into a minifig!
Doctorate in classical literature. A doctorate in. Oh yes, European history.
What was the first one? I'm sorry.
A doctorate of archaeology.
Archaeology, classic lit, Euro history.
and a philosophical doctorate in. Oh yes, just teaching.
Philosophy and teaching.
Yes.
All right.
They go hand in hand. You'd be surprised. But it did take me many years to, finish all my learnings that I wanted to do before I decided and had the money and the scholarships and the funding to go on my first expedition. And it was something. It was something. You never forget your first.
What did you end up doing?
Since my main sort of background is on classical and European, I went to Italy. In fact, helped uncover a lot more of Pompeii. Are you aware?
Yeah. I mean, we did an Italy trip last year actually. I had to scrounge up a lot to get to it, but Dr. Powell was kind enough to help fund a little bit of it. So I loved Italy.
Oh, it's a beautiful country. Some of the have you heard about some of the ramblings going on there lately?
In Italy?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Politically.
Oh, you mean that Mussolini guy?
Yeah, like there's been talks that this up and coming party is trying to cement itself. Apparently, they're quite violent.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like good news.
No, well, violence never solves anything, so we will see how that goes. I can't imagine this party will stick around for very long.
I hope
But then
not. Like I said, it sounds like bad news, but we'll see.
It does. It does. But sorry, I've taken up much of your time.
Yeah, I should probably
And
refill my drink as
and
well.
I-
And mine's only a
and-
quarter empty.
and I gather that you're quite hungry with your compatriot.
What?
So feel free to get yourself something to eat.
Oh,
I'll be
right.
here. I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm just
you
waiting.
you
for
enjoy
the dinner
reading.
To start. Absolutely, Frick. Reading is a joy, and learning is a pleasure.
I scoop a couple more like fruits and cheeses onto my plate. Like I walk out.
Excellent. Do you just head back to the barroom?
Yeah.
Sick. And yeah, you're back to the barroom. You know, Major Thorn is sort of serving drinks while boogieing as whenever he can. You can't tell if he's slowed down on the drinks or not. He definitely seems about the same level he was at previously, though. What have you and the others been talking about or doing since you walked in, Louis?
So I've just been nervous chatting the entire time. Freck, when you walk back in the room, Major's dancing, Hunter's still in the same place, and I am like kind of like shadow boxing and also talking about like a match I was in where like I did an amazing thing, and I was like I'm like really like I'm really like in my like the hyper focus of like what I like, and it's kind of like explaining things. I have absolutely no idea if she's into it or not, because I'm so like jazzed about telling someone about some of the last fights that I had.
I hear some of the contents of your chatter, and I go, "Oh, was that against Galliano?"
I'm like, hey! Yeah, what? That son of a bitch. He had a right hook on him.
He did.
You gotta take it. You gotta punch myself in the chin a couple times. You gotta have a strong chin. You know what? The thing about boxing, though, it's not about how good you can throw a punch. It's how good you can take a punch. That's the thing.
Right.
Everybody forgets that.
Virginia does actually look quite interested in this tale and this conversation.
I am very proud of myself.
As you should be, darling. Well done.
Look, I realize now, that Freck is back. I've been doing a lot of talking myself. Please, by all means, I would like to listen to you, my lady.
Oh, me?
Yeah, he ain't talking to me.
I told you, how I knew the doctor, but he's never, not that he needed to mention you or anything, but he's never mentioned anybody else.
Well, I'm a simple country girl. Grew up down south, as you can probably guess from the accent. However, I decided that I didn't want to live on, this big rural property my whole life, managing estates and whatnot. So I decided to go out and become a dancer. And I moved to Seattle first.
Ooh.
Paved my way through. I sing quite nice too, which is a nice bonus. And from there, things just kind of kept going up. And eventually, Mr. Power was in the crowd, and he liked what he saw. and he decided to sponsor me, which I was very kind of him. I didn't think that he was one for the arts, you know.
He's definitely one for the
But
arts,
then-
I can say that.
I was gonna say, but then I meet you, and it all comes full circle. So it's been a more business like sort of relationship, but over the time we've become good friends here now.
That is excellent. That's good to hear. He seemed, a lot of people, that I hear whispers here now and then when we were around that people are really suspect of the doctor. But you know what? Every time I meet somebody you work with, everybody seems like really fine, upstanding people. I'm really, really glad this has happened.
Oh, it's all just gossip. You know how it is.
Oh,
People see
yeah.
someone successful and knowledgeable, and they gotta bring the man down.
Yeah. Well, they got to get through me first, so he ain't coming down anytime soon.
Oh, if they can get through you, if they could get through you, they're gonna have to go through Dr. Powell himself and also the Major here. And the Major like spins on his heel and he's like, "I heard someone say Major."
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, and he like he does like a very dramatic kind of like bow.
Oh.
That's enough dancing, I think. And he kind of like comes over, sits down on one of the stools, starts drinking. He's like, cannot wait for whatever this reveal is. I have no idea what it could be.
Yeah. I don't know either myself. I didn't see anything specific in the invitation.
I'm
But
not sure
why
why he
wondering.
asked me to bring the paintings that I've been working on.
Well, are they finished?
Oh yeah, they're done.
Ah, maybe he just wanted two birds, one stone, you know?
These are different. I don't know, man. I mean, they might be a kink thing, but like
A kink
was
thing!
really specific on these.
Like he got a kink in his back? Like,
But both Virginia and the doctor kind of like sidle up closer, kind of like. And when you say kink, what do you mean?
I mean, they're not nude. They're not like grotesque but they're just odd, you know? Like I can only imagine
Well,
it's a kink thing.
well, as I've said very many times, the more intelligent a man is, the more eccentric he is, the more weird shit the man does. Oh, I'm very sorry for my
Very fair.
language.
Very fair. Weird shite.
Very sorry for my language.
don't worry, Major. We're all friends here. You ain't gotta worry.
So a kink thing. And he kind of like rests his like head on his hand, and he's like deep in thought, trying to think about what it could possibly be. And then Virginia kind of pipes up, and she's like, "So you said multiple paintings?
Yeah, 3 of them.
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
3 paintings. My
Yeah.
goodness.
He asked for bodies floating in like water, or I don't know,
Oh.
maybe space. The colors are weird. I would put in colors that were complementary and they like work really well together. And he's like, no, has to be this specific shade. And he actually like was good enough to mix the color for me, which was really interesting. But like it had to be these specific shades of light. And I mean, again, like it's not nudes, but it is bodies. They look like they're asleep. Like they had to look like they were asleep. And I don't know. It was just really odd ask, in my opinion.
I see. That is quite odd. And then the Major kind of pipes up again, and he goes, he's a very artsy individual, more than you think. He's good with a canvas, good with a pen, good with a pencil. Some of the anthropological drawings he's done are mind-boggling. But yeah, it's very odd, especially the mention of space. Oh, what I would give to go to space.
But
Oh,
is this like,
stars. I wish I
is
could
this like a warehouse space or like
No, where,
like a cubby
where
hole
the
space?
stars are at night.
Yeah, like outer space.
Oh,
You know?
oh,
Well, we've made it to the sky.
like,
Maybe we'll make it to the moon
that's-
one day.
Woo! Wow, these are. I'm gonna keep my feet firmly planted on the ground. Maybe in a boat. I wish you all the best of luck. This bimbo's gonna stay feet planted on the ground.
You know, speaking of space, have you seen oh my goodness, that film came out like a couple decades ago. It's French. And then Marcus
Terre de la
of all
Lune?
people kind of yeah, and fucking Marcus pipes up and he's like, are you talking about a trip to the moon? Like, yes! That one! Yes, it is! And then Virginia goes, Le voyage dans la lune. It's like, well, yes, whatever that was. And oh god, I must say, they captured the wonder of space. So lovely, so wonderful. Oh, those French, they really know how to make a film. Oh, just don't know how to fight. Oh. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Yes, going to space I think would be lovely. But yeah, it's quite odd. He's asked for things like that. Virginia kind of steps in. She's like, so body's floating,
Mhm.
non-complementary colors.
Mhm.
Maybe it's kind of like that Salvador Dali guy. Maybe it's some sort of surrealism.
Oh, I love his work. Maybe I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like symbolism filled or anything. It was very straightforward.
I don't know. Maybe there's
Up until
maybe
this
there's
point, though,
more
it's been.
symbology.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Up to this point,
I don't know.
it's been portraits and whatnot. But this one, whenever he came in the first time to commission these, he had a crazed look in his eye.
It's quite like the Doctor. When he gets his mind on something, it's that or nothing.
Yeah, I've seen that look before too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, I've seen it on many of his expeditions. Yes, you see something, want something, must have it.
That seemed more than that. I can't explain it, but maybe I'm just over exaggerating.
He's an odd fellow. He's an odd fellow. But he's a good fellow. He's a good fellow.
Yeah, odd could be interesting too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's go hand in hand so well. What's the time? And he kind of like looks up at the clock, and you see that it's
Yeah, I think it's
Probably
about time.
Time to take a break.
Yep. And it is about 10-15 minutes until the dinner, and you kind of all realize that you haven't actually seen Dr. Powell yet.
Yeah, where's the big cheese?
I don't know. I thought he'd be out, mingling. Maybe he's still locked in his office doing work.
Hey, he gets in that mind's eye. You see that look in his eye? Stay out of the way.
Oh, yes. And to the doctor! And he kind of raises his glass.
I join.
To the doctor!
Can we take a quick break?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, with that, We'll take a, like, 10, 15 minute?
5.
Okay.
All right.
Hey.
Oh, that one. It's time to blow up the sky. Don't blow up your hands.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Merca. Although you do not deserve cake this year.
No cake for you.
Happy kicked out the British Day.
Yeah.
That's something to celebrate. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah. But let's also kick
Yeah.
out tyranny, eh?
Hey,
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, that was the whole point of, the revolution and independence was freedom from tyranny. So all I'm saying is,
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, okay.
I'm not suggesting nothing. However,
However,
what better way to celebrate such a day?
Like I said,
But,
blow
like,
up the
not saying
sky, but not
Yeah.
not your hands.
Yes. Very, very important. All right. Are we good to go?
I believe so.
I'm solid.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you raise a toast, and you drink however much you want to drink. Everyone joins in pretty much. And
Wait, we raise a toast? I just walked in the room.
yeah, you raise a toast to Dr. Powell.
Right.
Remember?
No. But okay.
You forgore?
I forgot.
Major Thorn was like, to the good doctor.
Gotcha.
And then, raised his glass and stuff. Yes.
There we go.
Here
Yes.
we go.
One moment. Okay. Odds are even.
I can't even.
Pick one.
So
Odds
odds.
are even.
I can't even. I literally can't even.
Oh my god. Okay. So.
Question marks.
Oh! So, after this toast, both of you hear a very familiar voice. And it's, started the festivities without me. And it is the voice of a certain Dr. Powell. And he
Hey!
has come in
Speak
from
of the devil.
the living room. He has come in from sort of the foyer, and he looks really quite nice in a nice suit, purple tie, and well groomed sort of blonde hair and those sort of things. You can sort of tell that he's gone all out for tonight. He hardly dresses this well.
Why is it spelled wrong here?
Eh?
You said it's Dr. Powell, yes?
Yes. Oh yeah,
Powell.
because I meant to do Dr. Powell, but it reminded me of Thurston Howell from fucking some of his really old
Yes.
TV shows. And so I accidentally wrote Howell instead of Powell. My bad.
Oops. Okay.
But it
Oh
is
my
Dr. Powell.
god. Oh my god.
Oh, minor spelling mistake.
My
Mods take his balls.
bookkeeping! My bookkeeping!
And yeah, he comes in and a big smile on his face, and bloody Major Thorn is like, Doctor! And he rushes over, embraces him in a big hug, and the Dr. Powell gives him a hug back. And so you can see them chatting to each other as they sort of walk over. It's like, my good boy, I didn't think you'd be come out before the dinner. And he's like, oh yeah, well, just got stuck doing some like last minute like research and whatnot. It's like, oh come, have a drink. I know what you like. And he starts making a drink for the good doctor, kind of forcing him to like take a seat. What would you
Squishing
all
him
like
onto
to
the
do?
stool.
Yeah, pretty much. And like at this point, he's just like he just knows to go along with it. Like, there's no point fighting it.
So it's good to see you, Doc. Thank you for
Ah,
inviting us
Louis.
all and going all out for whatever it is.
Oh, this surprise is you're gonna really enjoy this one. I think it's my biggest discovery yet. Uh, it's good to see you, Louis. It's good to see you. It's been too long.
Good to see you too, Doc.
Ah, and Freck, Bartholomew took the paintings into my office not that long ago. Thank you again.
Did you open them? Do you like them?
They're excellent. Exactly what I wanted.
All right, okay. She
And
she exchanges a quick glance with Virginia.
and Virginia's got a kind of like a very sly smile, and she gives you like a quick look back.
Oh.
She knows not to say anything though. She is very tempted. Major Thorn though.
Uh-oh.
On the other hand,
Okay, he rolled very well. He also holds his tongue.
Okay.
In spite of being inebriated, he's actually done really well.
He like
So-
starts to like mutter something like, "Oh, Doc, you should." Never mind.
Wait a minute. Hold on. And
Wait.
he just sort of keeps preparing the drink. And sort of Marcus chimes in, and he's like, "You planning any more expeditions soon?" Oh no, just sort of I think after this I'll take a small break. I've been out and about for a very long time. I think I'd like to get back into the Western world, you know. And Marcus kind of nods and he's like, "I understand, but if you need me, I'll be around. You know how to contact me." And then he looks at Virginia and he goes like, "The dancer isn't dancing. What's going on?" And Virginia's like, "Oh, you silly goose. You know how it is. I don't dance unless I'm being paid or unless I'm really feeling it. And right now, I'm just enjoying the company."
I raise my glass. Amen.
Where's Dr. Gray? I thought he'd be here with everyone as well.
I last saw him in the dining room.
And you kind of hear, he kind of goes like, "Dr. Gray," and you sort of hear like a, "Yes, doctor, I'm here." And he kind of nods and he's like, "Ah, is he invested in one of his books?"
One of your books, actually.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he did say that he was keen on discussing these findings with me. Oh, goodness gracious. He likes to talk. Well, and he kind of like looks at a watch on his wrist. He's like, 10 minutes till dinner. I hope you're all excited. I know I am. And I do apologize again for coming out so late. I was busy getting everything prepared. And he kind of pats a coat pocket, or like his coat where a pocket would be, probably on the inside. In fact, if you'd like, you can both give me a spot hidden check.
Hell yeah.
How do I roll that?
So you should just be able to click spot hidden, and it'll ask sort of what kind of roll you want to do. It's just a regular roll, so. Cool. Regular success.
Star.
Yep.
Yep.
Are you gonna give it a crack, Jealous?
Oh, I thought I did. 1 second. Okay. I gotta hit the button. All right. Regular roll. Yeah, there we go.
Damn! Hard success. Well done. Alright, so Freck, you notice that as he like sort of pats his pocket, there's like a vague outline of what looks like papers. And you gather, like, it's quite easy just to tell from the outline that they're just papers. What they are exactly, not sure. Louis, you actually see sort of some of it sticking out of his coat pocket, and you can make out a few like words and things. It appears to be both like part of a script, but also like part lecture, if that makes sense.
Right.
And you make out, you see a couple of things, a lot of it mentioning like some tribe you've never heard of from Africa, around the like Ugandan area, and like that, all that flies just completely over your head. You've never heard of them, but you just recognize that they're there, that sort of thing. And sort of Major Thorn turns around and is like, "My boy, we really, really must meet up more often. I miss your company. I miss discussing things with you. Oh, our outings, our expeditions. And I know you said that you're going to take a break, but oh, so much fun. Always so much fun." Oh yes, your drink. Sorry. And he kind of like walks over and places a drink in front of him.
What kind of
I'm
drink?
gonna do another roll for Mr. Thorn. Okay, he rolled quite well again. So he kind of looks to you, Freck, as he's about to open his mouth, thinks better of whatever he was going to say, and then goes, "So you've become more intimate with the arts?" Oh, yeah. I like a lot of Freck's work. I think they're very skilled on an easel, and I just felt like expanding my collection a little bit, and a sort of very sly smile, kind of very subtle, spreads on the Major's face, and he goes, "Well, can't wait to see them in the collection. Happily discuss over a brandy." And uh, Dr. Pal kind of chuckles. He goes, "Soon, soon." Uh,
Wink,
we
wink,
all,
nudge, nudge, old boy.
no, yes. Say no more. Say no more. Well, did we all want to, I don't know, move into the dining room in preparation for the dinner?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's get all situated and sat down.
Fantastic. All right. And he stands up with his drink, takes a sip, and goes, "Welcome to my home, by the way. After you." And he gestures towards the sort of open doorway leading into the dining room.
I go.
Major Thorn just picks a spot, whichever one he thinks was comfiest. Marcus will sit next to Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray will try and sit close to Dr. Powell. And Virginia will try and sit relatively close to you two, but also the Major. So, will you two be next to each other for the dinner,
Yeah,
or will you be like,
I sit next to
"Yep,
Major. Excuse me, Thorn.
nice."
Nice. And I gesture for Lewis to sit next to me on the other
Yeah,
side.
never decline an invite.
All right. So in that case, it's at the head of the table is Dr. Powell, as you could imagine. On sort of, we'll say like the right side, there is Dr. Gray, Marcus. Um, yeah, there's Dr. Gray, and then Marcus, and Virginia, and then on the other side it is the Major, then Euphrack, and then Louis.
Okay.
Sort of discussion is just sort of like general like chatter, talking about like recent things, nothing really sort of notable, until you hear like a ding 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 from near the kitchen, and you see Bartholomew standing with a small bell in his hand, and he says, "Ladies, gentlemen, and all between and outside of those binary bounds, welcome to the Dr. Powell estate. Please enjoy your dinner." And a couple other servants come out with like trays of food. There's like there's pork, beef brisket, um,
Oh, brisket.
yeah, like some bacon, like all these really quite nice foods. Um, and like there's like a chicken that you can just like cut pieces off if you want. Um, it's good food. It smells delicious. Um, a lot of it is just grab what you want. Um, everyone starts dining. Uh, you guys grab anything sort of special or
No, just little everything.
easy? You do see sort of Virginia is loading up more on like greens than pretty much everyone else, and Major Thorn is just absolutely like annihilating like a plate of like meat essentially.
Meat.
Yeah. And
Gotta get that
yeah,
protein,
he's
bro. Gotta get
just
them gains,
annihilating it.
bro.
Oh, bro, you think I'm gonna have green beans when there's a brisket in front of me? Are you kidding me?
Poor Kane
Bro, I got a
almost
protein
dosed.
max. I gotta hit my
I'm meat maxing.
I'm meat maxing.
Meat maxing it.
That sounds like it could be misconstrued.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
I just try to get
kind
as
of
much
meat you
meat
see
inside
guys
me as
talking
possible.
about?
What's wrong
Yeah,
with
you know.
that?
This meat can't be beat, you know.
Yeah.
I just love meat. So yeah, like it's just general sort of like dinner conversation for like good part of like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Everyone's eating, everyone's enjoying. Bartholomew is sort of even gestured to take a seat and enjoy some of the dining as well, which I imagine both of you would know is quite rare for like a sort
Oh.
of master to allow his like servants to do.
Mhm.
But you both know that Dr. Powell, very kind individual, doesn't really give a damn about all those sort of fucking societal bullshit.
bullshit rules.
Exactly. So the dinner is very very pleasant. You are still sort of free to like go and grab drinks if you want. In fact, Bartholomew brings like a cart with like sort of the big picks, the big choices,
Mhm.
and sort of just like wheels that around as people need. Um, you all sort of eat for a while, and then once everyone's sort of had their fill, Dr. Powell stands up and taps on like a glass, and it makes like the ding 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 sound. And he takes a deep breath as silence falls over the dining room. Everyone's looking expectantly, and he, deep breath. He says, "Thank you all for coming tonight. This means more than you could possibly know. I know that I haven't seen many of you in quite a while." And he sort of looks over towards, basically, like the three of you, like you, Freck, you, Louis, and Major Thorn. And I do hope to rectify that soon. I'll be having much more time on my hands as long as the press, leaves me alone.
I tilt my head at that.
I think after tonight, things will change, and I think this discovery will really be my mark on Africanology and perhaps anthropology as it stands. If any of you have been to the library, you may have seen it already, but just not known what it is. If you haven't, then we will go after the dinner, and I'll show you. And he's like, kind of takes out the papers in his pocket, unfolds them, and starts reading. For many years now, I have attempted to uncover what we would consider bizarre mysteries and culture and rituals of the African peoples and their multiple disparate tribes and communities. The Middle East houses, the Egyptians, the birthplace of civilization. But I think Africa is widely underrepresented and misconstrued as being lesser somehow, especially by the colonial powers. And kind of Major Thorn goes like, "Yeah, bastards!" Completely, like not seeing the irony in such a statement. And he continues on, and he talks about, his years of study, the various expeditions he's done, the many small stepping stones to where he is now. And he sort of thanks each of you individually, for being a friend or an ally, a work associate, etc., etc. And he kind of stops again, takes a deep breath, and puts the first page to the back. And as he goes to start speaking again, the lights cut out.
Oh.
At this point, the only thing sort of filtering in through the windows is moonlight, and even then, because it's quite a dark night, and the moon is mostly what is that?
Waned?
Where it's disappearing.
Yeah, I think it's waned.
So there isn't much moonlight to be had, period. So it is near pitch darkness, especially since you were both, like, everyone was in the light. Your eyes are adjusted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's mutterings around the table, and sort of you hear like a bunch of people, just sort of going like, "What the hell? What's going on?" And Dr. Powell goes, "Don't worry, everyone. I'm sure it's fine. Probably just the generator out the back. We'll get the groundskeeper on it. stay calm. We'll continue on, and then there is a flash and a deafeningly loud bang.
Oh.
And you hear someone crumple to the floor.
Oh shit.
Like a firearm bang?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's silence for like what feels like several minutes, probably only 5 seconds, before you hear Virginia very loudly ask, "What the fuck was that?" And Major, you don't even hear the Major, but you hear his like breathing quite like steady and firm, like he's ready for something, right? And you hear Marcus go, "Nobody move." That was most definitely a gunshot. And you hear Dr. Gray and Virginia both go, "What are you talking about? What are your reactions?"
As soon as the bang happened, I'm under the table.
Yep. Yep. Understandable. Louis, how does Louis react?
I think that he has the most white guy reaction possible, where when a gunshot goes off, he stands up. I kick the
like
chair,
ready to face whatever.
Yeah, when I'm ready to fit, I kick the chair out, and I'm like trying to like get my eyesight, and like my hands kind of go out. Marcus says don't move, so my feet don't move, but I'm pretty much standing where I was sitting.
Gotcha. And so then you hear Major Thorn pipe up, and he goes like, "We all heard somebody hit the floor, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Head count. I'm okay, obviously. Marcus is okay.
I'm
Virginia?
okay.
Okay, Freck's good. Virginia's like, I'm alright, I think. And then Dr. Gray pipes up and he's like, I'm good as well.
Dr. Paul? Bartholomew? Barty.
Barty?
Hey, speak up.
And you hear a very shaky voice like, I'm okay, but Bartholomew was fine. But
Doctor?
you realize that then the lights come on. They come back on. They flicker back on. And
I'm the first to see him because I'm under the ground, under the table.
Yes. The one, yeah. So sort of fallen backwards and like sort of hand over his like midsection is Dr. Powell bleeding from a wound to his midsection, his abdomen. And he appears to be at the very least unconscious. So since you're the first to see him, Freck,
mm-hmm.
you are first reaction. What happened? What do you do?
Oh, he needs help. I don't know.
You hear like mutterings of confusion, and then a scream from Virginia as she sees what you see.
Yeah. First aid, Major Thorn. You're out in the field. Help.
And yeah, you hear like the chair squeak. Jellies, since Louis was already standing, what is your reaction?
He was. It's clear he was shot in the abdomen, like in the front.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like there's a bleeding wound, and he has like a hand over it as he's like falling backwards.
I am immediately looking at everyone, like where their hands are, like what? Because if he got shot, it was, like immediately I'm looking to see if anybody's like holding a gun or like hiding something.
Yep. So you won't have to roll for this. Pretty much everyone has like Dr. Gray has his like hands like on the table, like he's kind of shaking. Virginia has her like hands on her chest in like shock. Um, Marcus has he's like going to stand up. He's like planted one hand on the table to stand, and the other is pushing his chair back. Um, and Major Thorn, you can see as he's moving towards Dr. Powell, has nothing in his hands either. The only person you can't see is Freck, because Freck is under the table right now. But it looks like pretty much everyone, if they were the culprit, they've either hidden the weapon or they didn't have a weapon.
What's Bartholomew doing?
Oh, sorry, Bartholomew is just like standing there, completely like frozen in like horror, on sort of like the other end of the table. Like his hands are just at his side, and he's just kind of like, yeah, like a statue.
Okay. Well, I scramble next to Dr. Powell's chair, and like I said, if I don't see Major Thorn jumping into action, I rouse him again. Like, hey, first aid. He needs help. And I also
Yeah.
look over to Bartholomew. We need a doctor.
And he's like, yes, I'll get on the, I'll get on the landline. And he sort of stumbles outside the room towards the like living room hallway, and like disappears from view. But you can hear his footsteps sort of like going down the hallway. Major Thorn is there, and he's like giving him like a once over, and he sort of delicately raises Dr. Powell's hand, and there's like it's surprisingly neat, but there's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And he's like looking at it, and he's like, he's definitely been shot. And he kind of gently like tries to like roll him to like on his side just to see his back, and he looks at it and he goes, "No exit wound. Suppose that's good." And he gestures, he like kind of gestures to like no one, and he goes, "Cloths, rags, whatever you've got."
I whip out a handkerchief from one of my pockets.
He takes it.
If there's any sort of yeah, like there's the drink cart. Did the drink cart have any like towels or anything on it as well?
It does.
Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna reach over and throw the towels and stuff on the table in front of the Major and Dr. Powell.
All right, excellent. So he takes your handkerchief, Freck, and he goes, "Hope you weren't planning on using this later." And what he does is, he sort of puts like his index finger the middle of the handkerchief, and then he starts pushing it into the wound.
Yep.
Both of you, by the way, please make sanity rolls. So the way you do that is you literally just click sanity on your character sheet, and then you can roll. Cool. Success. You take 1 point of sanity loss. Fail.
Are you kidding me? I failed by one?
1 point. And you can't use luck on sanity rolls, I don't think. Let me double check.
No. Probably not. That's the whole point.
Why is my sanity 7 and his is 60? Is that just our build?
That's
Yeah.
that's so yes,
Okay.
your sanity is equal to your POW stat at first.
Gotcha.
Just gonna double check and see, make sure you can't use luck on sanity rolls. I just gotta find where it is. One tick. I'll roll for it anyway, just in case. There we go. Yeah, you cannot use luck points on sanity rolls, unfortunately. So you will take 3 points of sanity.
Okay.
I don't know why it gave you the insanity thing. It shouldn't have. Because neither of you have crossed a threshold yet, thankfully. So, yeah, like this, seeing like not only a good friend shot, but this battlefield medicine, we'll call it. It's quite shocking, to say the least.
Yeah.
Louis, even though you've been in a few scraps,
I've been scraps, but
never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Busted
Yeah,
ears,
Frank,
eyes,
I
and lips
imagine-
don't match to bullet wounds.
Yeah, exactly. And Frank, I imagine the only reason you're not as affected is because
Anatomy.
of your study. Exactly, your study of anatomy and like the human body. You've probably seen a few things.
Yeah.
So it's still confronting.
Yeah.
Like, don't
absolutely.
get me wrong. And yeah, he pushes this handkerchief all the way in, and you kind of hear Dr. Gray go like, "What are you doing? You're hurting him!" And you can kind of see that Dr. Powell is actually grimacing slightly as he like shoves this handkerchief into the wound.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know,
it hurts. Yeah,
a reaction's
yeah.
a good thing. At this point, it's okay.
It is. If he's reacting, that means he's alive, and at least semi-conscious. And he starts grabbing like the towels and stuff and pressing them against the wound. And then he gestures towards Marcus. He's like, "Marcus, I need you to hold these down for me very quickly." And Marcus comes over and he starts pushing down on it. And then Major Thorn stands up and his hands are like covered in blood. And he sort of looks at you, Louis, and he points at you and he's like, did you see anything when you stood up and the lights came back on? Did you see anything?
I was looking at everybody else and like just the guilt of like not knowing what's going on. I just start frantically looking around the room for like anything to be different because the attention's on me. This is terrifying.
Yeah, fair enough. So
like, what?
So yeah, Major Thorn, he can tell like, you're very stressed, obviously. And he kind of like looks at his hands. He's like sobered up like instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like looks at his hands and they're like covered in blood, and he kind of just sighs, and he like puts a hand on your shoulder. He's like,
It's business time.
Listen. It's all right. We'll get some detectives in here and they'll figure it out. We just need as much information as we can get. That's the only reason I asked you. It's okay.
A shaky sort of nod to collect myself, and then I start looking around the room. Like, if it wasn't one of us, where did it come from? I'll take like a peek under the table, obviously, to like see Freck down there, because there's just like a second like wait.
Where's Freck?
Yeah.
God.
And stole him.
we went in exact opposite directions.
Yeah. So okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking for like if there's like if he got shot in the front, I look in the direction beyond the table, like, so that would be like down the table at the other end of the room.
Yes.
And like what like what's down there? Is it all wall? Are there windows?
Portraits.
Is there like yeah.
So there is a wall, but sort of, and like, yeah, there's like paintings and stuff, mostly for decoration. No windows. All the windows are sort of like lengthwise for the table, I guess you could call it. Um, but there is a sort of doorway that leads to like the main hallway of the house, which leads further into like like uh different like bedrooms, like Dr. Powell's offices, things like that.
Yeah.
The door is currently closed. Frick got blown up.
I'm getting blown up.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Sorry. But yeah, the door is currently closed right now. In fact, since you are having a look, give me another spot hidden check.
All right.
Oof.
Nope, no bueno.
Okay. So unfortunately, you don't notice anything else sort of out of the ordinary, and you're too frazzled to
Yep.
sort of like make any like conclusions or leaps in logic or anything like that. What are you doing, Frick?
I'm helping with pressure on the wound. I kind of say aloud, like, no, I say aloud, the only person I've seen that has a gun is Marcus, but he doesn't seem the type.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it on him.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I was looking at the
sorry.
avatars.
He does. Yeah, sorry. He does have like the cartridge belt and stuff.
Mhm.
But he just doesn't have like the holster on at the moment.
Gotcha.
And Marcus will pipe up and go like, "I've left my gun where the coat rack and in my room, and
Coat rack and in your room?
sorry, I took off my coat and then I left my gun in my room."
Ah. Like I said, you don't seem the type.
What about the major? He's a military officer. He'd have a gun. And then Major Thorne kind of wheels around and he's like, "Excuse me,
My
why would I
God, man.
shoot? Why would I? First of all, why would I shoot one of my best friends? And secondly, my gun is in my coat, and I leave it, and I left it in the foyer, much like with all the other coats. It's in the bloody shoulder holster. My God, look, it gets us nowhere accusing each other until we can define 100% certainly who shot whom. Well, we know whom got shot, but you know what I mean."
Well, no, don't take me wrong. I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just trying to gather the facts.
And then Virginia kind of like, she's like fanning herself with one of her hands. She's like, "Well, so we know that 2 people have firearms, at least. So, oh Lord, I'm feeling faint. So, but who could have done it? Could the gun have been retrieved previously from one of the rooms, or stolen, or I don't know."
I don't either. I yell,
I'm
Bartholomew!
I'm gonna frantically push the door open to the hallway because they meant like that's the direction that both the guns are in. So I'll open the door and look down the hallway.
You open it up, and you look down the hallway, and you can kind of see like where the foyer would be, or the foyer. Sorry, however you pronounce it.
Potato.
Same difference.
Yeah, and you sort of look down the hallway, and you do see like where the foyer sort of would be, and then you sort of like look down the other way, and it leads to sort of like a bunch of other smaller rooms. One of them does have like a placard saying like library on it, but other than that, you don't see much of anything. You call out for Bartholomew Freck,
Right.
and you sort of hear some like shuffling, and he comes back in, again very like flustered and distraught, and and he sort of, yes, you call.
Is the doctor coming?
I've called the authorities and they said they're on their way, but because we're far out, they may be half an hour at most.
Lord, I don't think he has half an hour. What else can we do?
Well, we could drive him, but that carries the risk of, driving at night in the frost and, oh, God.
I turned to Thorn. Do you think we should move him at all? Like, should he stay where he's at, or?
Well, he doesn't have any injuries to the neck, as far as I can tell. All that happened was he got shot and he fell. We could move him, but
Wait, we've
I'd
got
be
all this
careful.
alcohol. Should we sanitize him?
Bloody yes! And he sort of ducks off into the bar room again, and he comes back with a bottle of clear liquid.
Yeah, vodka or
it
something.
is like, yeah, I was gonna say it is like 40 proof gin. And
Anything not
he goes,
sweet.
yes.
Some freaking moonshine.
And he sort of goes like, all right, take the towels off very quickly. This is going to hurt, old boy, if you can hear me. And he pops the top, and he starts pouring just directly onto the wound.
Oh.
And you can see like Dr. Powell like tense, like his entire body tenses, and the grimace becomes like a proper like teeth gritting scowl. But all that sort of like comes out is like this like pained moan. Like there's no scream. It's just like like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So in fact, make some first aid checks just so that way you can get a better idea of like where he is. Damn. Okay. So again, since you've got like that understanding of like anatomy and all those sort of things, you've kind of gotten a handle on like first aid and like, the human body and whatnot. You sort of deduce that because he is like in this like semi-conscious state, but the most that he can sort of, like mutter is that pained moan. He is in like quite bad shape.
Yeah.
The alcohol, the sort of packing the wound with that, with your handkerchief and like the towels to like help with the bleeding, they have all definitely helped. You hope that he would be able to live until the like ambulance arrives.
Mm-hmm.
But his condition is definitely like unstable.
Mm.
In fact, because you made a hard check, you can perform some first aid of your own if you'd like, just to help out.
I mean,
and we'll say that sort of
other than stitching, I don't know what else to do.
fair. I'll probably say that you like soak the towels in the alcohol as well. Just that way they're more like clean. they are like soaked in blood.
Yeah.
And you do worry that with sort of the rate that he's bleeding, he might just bleed out.
Right.
But what you're doing now is like helping immensely. And that's when you sort of notice that he's shivering as well.
No.
Is that we talking
that's
shock?
Yeah. Fuck.
So, what do you do?
mm, I mean, I'm kind of stuck helping him. I kind of take a quick look around. Can I do like a spot hidden or something?
Yeah, if you'd
Perception.
like, absolutely. Yeah, just spot hidden.
Oops, I don't see nothing.
Ooh! Yeah, so yeah,
I
unfortunately
don't see nothing.
because you're like so focused on trying to stabilize this injury, and again, also very frazzled.
Yeah.
You're just unable to sort of see much of anything. It just looks like, the dining room as you knew it when you walked in.
Yeah.
Um,
I do want to say,
I
like,
think.
Jelly's, like,
Yep.
check behind those portraits or anything. See if you can see anything. Maybe see if we can find a gun hole elsewhere, or was that shot in this room?
Yeah, like I panicked. Yeah. And I run over to the wall and I sort of manhandle the paintings. Like if they fall down, I don't even give a shit.
Yeah,
They're
like
pretty
yeah,
tough.
you're having a look. You're having a look behind him. You're doing like this full search again, not caring for like the safety of the paintings or anything. And
Like I said,
there is
brains are pretty tough.
They are. There isn't anything on this wall.
Uh, I'm gonna if there's nothing on the wall, I'm just going to start like sort of uh, not full panic, but the anxiety is like super high, and I'm just gonna like start marching around that down the hallway, and I get out the door and I get a couple steps out the door, and then I yell to Marcus, um, get your gun, and because my first thought is okay, if he got shot and we know of two guns minimum that exist in the house, we should find them.
Right.
And if we're missing one, like that's a problem. And Marcus said it was in his gun is in his room.
Mhm.
And I go to um the foyer where the major said he left his coat, and I'm
Okay.
going to go see if I can find his gun.
Okay. So Marcus, sort of wordlessly will like rush past you, head up the stairs. You find the major's coat. Very easy. It is genuinely just like a dress coat.
Military dress code.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a few like badges and stuff. He's got like the major pips on the
Medals.
in
Medals, not badges.
Medals.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ribbons. That's the word I was thinking of. Not medals, ribbons. And fuck. And
Yes, military bedazzlement.
exactly. Since they're British, you probably wouldn't recognize them, but like, yeah, you can probably gather that they're mostly for like service in the war and that sort of thing.
Tours and
Oh
such.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You like sort of. How do you go about it? You know what? Tell me how you search his coat.
I find his coat and I pretty much just start like patting it with say like my left hand on the back of the coat, my right hand on the front, and I'm just kind of like
Pushing it.
patting the coat down like I
Yep.
would if I was like checking someone at the door, which I've had to do
Yep.
before a couple times. So yeah, I kind of like pat it down just to see if I can like hit something heavy because he said it was like he described it. I kind of understand how the under the armpit holsters are.
Yep.
So yeah, I pat
Yeah.
it down real quick to see if I can find it.
And yeah, you pat it down, and you do feel something like harder than like the rest of the coat. Um, but when you have a look, it is like just a classical kind of like shoulder holster. But there is nothing in it.
Hmm.
I'm gonna check any other pockets on the coat,
Yeah,
just to see if there's
you
anything else.
you pat down the pockets, you find some loose coinage, um, and uh, probably like one magazine for a 45 automatic.
Yeah.
Still full, but it's just sort of sitting in one of the coat pockets. Um, Other than that, yeah, it's basically just like loose change.
Oh shit. I uh pull the magazine out of the coat and
Yep.
I put it in my pocket. So whoever took the gun isn't like whoever took the gun didn't take the spare mag, so like less bullets for them. And
Yeah,
I'm
Pretty much.
I'm gonna yell up the stairs for Marcus just to,
and yeah,
to
like
hear a response.
pretty much like as soon as you're like done stuffing the magazine in your pocket, um, he comes like scrambling
We're
down,
pausing for ads.
and you can see he's got what looks like a 45 revolver. Oh, sorry, wait, 45 or sorry, 38 revolver.
38.
Ooh.
And he's like checking it out. He's like checking the cylinder, and he comes down and he like dumps the cartridges into like the palm of his hand, and then he shows you. He's like, "All there hasn't been fired."
I pull the magazine out of my pocket and I don't say it loudly. I say it quietly for him to hear. The major's holster's empty.
That his weapons.
His weapon's gone.
While all
And-
that is happening, I look to
Go on.
Thorn and I say, "You've seen a lot of gunshots in the field. Can you tell what caliber this may have been?"
I've seen too many.
Mhm.
And he kind of like gently like lifts up the towels, and he like wipes away some of the blood with one of the cleaner ones. And he's looking at it, and he's like, "It's definitely not a rifle caliber. Some kind of pistol cartridge. If I had to take a guess,
Hmm.
I'm not sure what size though.
Okay.
If you want, you can try and take a guess by rolling your handgun skill."
Where is? Hmm. Damn. Over.
Dirty 3. Remember that you can use luck to make that a success.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool. So
How do-
in that
how-
case, you take off 3 points of luck.
Mhm.
I think you can click on it. Yeah,
Oh,
if you click on the roll itself, you can spend 3 luck to pass.
There we go. Whoops.
Sick, and that should automatically deduct
Yeah, but I also
3.
I also deducted. We're good. We're good.
Okay, sick. So, yeah, you have a look, and he is absolutely correct. It is a It is a pistol caliber of some sort. What kind of pistols or firearms would you have spent the most time with, if any? Would they be automatics, revolvers?
Definitely would be a revolver, I think.
Okay. So, in that case,
'Cause I
I
think those
imagine
would
they'd
be
mostly
more
be like 38.
readily available and.
Oh yeah, for
We're
sure.
back.
Yeah, in that case, I imagine they'd mostly be like 38s.
Mhm.
This looks larger than a 38.
Okay.
It's like a size fatter, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
But you're not sure what kind of like weapon it was fired from.
Okay. Good idea. Or good news. Good info. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I imagine at this point, Louis and Marcus come back in, unless you guys are doing something else.
I ask before we go back into the room. I ask Marcus. Um, uh, should we? Um, should we? Should when we go back in there? Should we check everybody?
Well, I mean, I suppose. Um,
I panic for a second and I just put my arms up like if he wants to frisk me down. Like he's like, oh, he's the only one with the gun, so like, yeah.
the gun, yeah, his gun is empty, and he's tucked it into like he's still like holding it empty. He's like shoved the cartridges into his pocket. And yeah, he's kind of like holding it with the cylinder still out. And I think he kind of chuckle at like you being like, "Hey, whoa," you know, the don't shoot the messenger kind of like gesture that you do. And he'd go like, "I suppose that's more of a job for the police, but if we can find out, I guess it makes their jobs a lot easier."
Okay.
Consider yourself frisked.
Ocular pat down.
Well, look, let's just get in there first, and
yeah. So we run back into the room, and I kind of like I blurted out like louder than it needs to be. I'm like, "What kind of pistol did you have, Major?"
Like, what?
The sort of you know what? It was sort of like my attempt to like intimidate him to like answer quickly, so that he didn't like have time to like think about something else to say, I guess.
Yep. So I believe, yeah, there is a skill for this.
Would it be
Let's
the
see how successful you
intimidate
are.
skill?
Roll intimidate, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's one of the skills I did.
Nice. So yeah, you are like moderately successful. He kind of like stumbles for a bit. He's like, what do you mean? What? 45. Why?
I pull the magazine out of my pocket. The magazine was still in your pocket, but the pistol's gone.
The fucking gun's gone.
The gun's gone.
And he kind of like pats himself down. And he's like,
"Oh, that was easy."
He's like, "Oh, it's not on me," and like you can clearly see that there is no like weapon on him. Like it because his shirt is like tucked, his pants are like regulation, so you can't really fit anything.
Yeah, we were out and about moving. We don't have like layers on.
Exactly. And he's like, it's not on me. Fucking, someone took it. Someone took my fucking gun. Who took my fucking gun? And he like stands up. He's quite irate because he realizes this looks really bad for him. And then he kind of like stops for a second, and he's like, "But wait a minute. If my gun was used, it's an automatic, so that means unlike revolvers, like he gestures towards.
There's a casing somewhere."
Yes, exactly. There should be a casing somewhere, unless they picked it up. But even then, whoever picked it up will probably have it on them. And he kind of like starts.
I pick my arms up again.
he starts like floor, and like Marcus and like Dr. Gray and stuff do as well. Virginia is still kind of like hyperventilating, like having a moment. And they're all like having a look, and very quickly they kind of like come to the conclusion that if they're like whatever casing there was, it's gone. It has been retrieved. So, well,
it wasn't that long. right? Like it was when the lights were out and it happened.
lights-
Like it was a fairly short amount of time.
Oh yeah, the lights were out for like 2 minutes max,
Oh, okay.
and like a minute of that was just like confusion, and then like the last 30 seconds was like everyone scrambling and being like, "Whoa, somebody got shotted." So
Oh, whoa.
wow, somebody got shootsted.
Body with a shotty.
So yeah, and there's no casing on the floor. Can't even tell if there was one. And yeah, since you both failed your spot hiddens, you don't see anything else.
Shit.
Unfortunately. I was like, I'm not gonna make you roll again. You rolled like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Fucker.
Shit. Oh. And yeah, the major is really quite flustered and angry. You can kind of hear him muttering to himself, Louis, that like he's talking about how like it's basically a souvenir from the war, since the British never used 45 automatics; they used revolvers. So him having one is like actually quite rare for a British officer.
Mhm.
So he's very proud of it. So it's like equal parts him being pissed that something of his was stolen, and pissed that it was used against a friend, and now he looks like he's a
Really
potential
suspicious,
murderer,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Marcus kind of he takes his revolver and he closes it, still empty, and he sits it on the table, and he's like, just so there's no suspicion or anything, my gun's right there. Nothing was fired. Louis can back me up. I've got the cartridges in my pocket, and he pulls them out and like shows everyone, and probably just dumps them on the table. And yeah, sure enough, they're all unfired. And he just sits the revolver there, and he's like, nobody touches it. It stays. And this proves, until we can prove who is innocent, nobody touches the fucking guns.
I don't know.
Agreed?
I'd feel a little better if we were protected against the other person with a gun.
I agree. Marcus, just put the bullets back in the gun. It wasn't your gun. We're not worried about that right now. It may not have been any of us. There's some son of a bitch that took the gun and did this, and he's got to be around here somewhere. Put the bullets in the gun. Let's go find this son-bitch.
Is Bartholomew still in the
He's
room?
like, yeah, but Bartholomew is there, and he's still kind of like just statue. Like you're not sure if he's. Yeah, you're kind of not sure. You definitely think he's in like some sort of shock of his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not sure if he's like reverted back to his like training
Right.
in sort of like trying like a professional, or if he is just like
Out of it.
like scared still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm gonna pull my brass knuckles out of my pocket, and I'm gonna put them on. It's game time.
Yeah.
Alright.
I announced like we should probably pat everybody down. That's
And Marcus is like, agreed. That's what Louis and I thought we should do.
I put my arms up again for a third time.
and Marcus finally like acquiesces and gives you like a pretty thorough pat down.
Get a good grip there, my boy. Make sure.
Obviously finds nothing on you.
I don't move my
Major Thorn
hands because I'm still putting pressure, but like I tell,
Of course, yeah.
If Marcus approaches me, it's like I've got a knife in my pocket, but that's it.
Yeah, he comes
Oh,
up,
and my
"Anything that'll
sketchbook."
stick me?"
Nah.
Yeah, so-
Whoa! The pen is mightier than the sword, so you better watch it.
Wait, whoa.
Whoa, hey.
But is it mightier than the gun? Is it mightier than the
Been
two
to a
world wars?
gunfight.
How dare you?
You draw
How
like
dare you
Doodle Bob.
one on me?
Me hoy Pete
That
Hi,
pencil.
Mignoy!
Oy, oy, oy. Oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he pats Major Thorn down. He's good. You pat Marcus down. You know, he's good. Aside from bloody
the gun we know.
the gun that he now has. And yeah, he's put on like the holster belt properly. And he still has. Sorry, I should have mentioned earlier. He has quite a large knife on his belt as well.
Nice.
Very similar to like a kukri or like a Bowie knife, that sort of
Ooh,
thing.
Nice,
a big
nice,
boy.
nice, nice, nice.
Yes, big knife. Basically a small sword.
I've got a folder.
But yeah, you can tell it's just mostly for like it's designed for like hacking away at undergrowth and shit. But that's all that he has on him. Nothing that nobody already knew about. They pat you down, Freck. Again, they find like your little cutting knife, and they just give it back to you. They don't really consider that like too unusual or a threat.
Nah, I'm an artist. I gotta cut all sorts of stuff.
Exactly.
Plus,
Especially
I
since
live in
he
New York
was-
City, so you know.
Yeah, very true as well. But yeah, and especially because he was shot, they deem that not like
Right.
a problem. Dr. Gray gets a pat down. They don't find anything on him at all. Virginia gets a pat down. She doesn't have anything either. She also has like a little switchblade, but that's about it.
It's very ornate.
It is very pretty. Actually, Louis, my boy,
Yeah.
give me another spot hidden.
All right, boss. Ah, shit.
Oh, dude, it was so close. I saw it roll over from a 10 to a
Yep,
9.
Yep. That's
Fuck
how
you
it's gonna
guys.
be. That's how it's gonna be.
So yeah, that's about all that you find, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up still.
Yes, yeah, as is everyone else. But yeah, Virginia is. You can tell she's basically on like the verge of like fainting, as is.
Hey, Jellies,
And
get her
Dr.
some
Gray-
water.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dr.
sorry, not
Gray is
Jellies.
kind of like,
Louis.
who the fuck is this Jellies guy?
Yeah. I'll be right back. Yeah.
Yeah, and you go straight to the bar room. There's a water tap, and Major Thorn kind of like follows you. He's like, I'll come with. I need to wash my hands.
Yeah. Let me get the water first.
And yeah, you fill up a cup of water, and you come over and you give it to Virginia. Meanwhile, the Major is washing his hands, and the sink is, the water's quite rapidly going like red over his hands. And he kind of looks really distant as he's doing it.
Oh,
But,
boy's
you
been
kinda
there
just move
before.
on. Yeah, you kind of just move on and give the water to Virginia. She takes a couple gulps, and then Dr. Gray kind of pipes up and he's like, "Should we move to the living room? Perhaps there's a fire there. It is getting quite cold. Maybe it'll be good for poor Doctor as well. He's shivering."
It's not that kind of
Oh.
shivering, but we can move over there, I guess.
Dr. Powell comes. Sorry, not Dr. Powell. Major Thorn comes back and his hands are clean. And he's like wiping the water off on his vest.
Is there like one of those like a fainting couch or something in the den? We can lay him down on something a little bit more soft.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely there is. And then Bartholomew finally pops up and he's like, "Yes, there's a quite lovely
Shady lounge.
set of couches and sofas and lounges for all manner. I'm
Uh,
sure we could find an appropriate one.
I don't want to just. I don't want to just pick him up. Is there a way we can pick him up that we're not going to hurt him?
Dr. Thorne kind of like walks over and he's like, well, if one of us secures the head, the other the midsection, the other the legs, and you, Freck, if you keep on that pressure, I'm sure we can move him with very little incident.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All
Tell
right.
me what to do.
Otherwise, I'm not sure what else we have. We might be able to use the tablecloth as uh, a hammock of some sort, but I'm not sure if that would do more harm than good.
It's probably better to just lift him by hand.
Agreed. All right, Louis, secure his head. Marcus, if you get his midsection, I'll get his lower section.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Of course.
I maneuver between
And,
all of them to keep pressure on.
Yeah, you're on one side while Marcus is on the other side, and you're just like keeping the towels on. Your hands are like also getting like soaked in blood. by
I'm
this
used
point,
to stains. It's
say.
fine.
Stains like this though.
Paint, blood, whatever.
Damn, you're one of those experimental artists.
Hey, sometimes you got to cut a bitch, you know.
So yeah, you all move him, and because you're all working together, like there's no need for like a check or anything. You sort of very delicately bring him to the living room, and it is really a nice and comfortable living room, especially given the circumstances. There's like a piano, like you know, a small table for like games and such. But there is a really nice and lengthy sort of lounge right near the fireplace that you can sort of lay him down. The fireplace isn't, burning at the moment, of course. And if you were to go and light it, you would notice that there is actually a sort of, they call them hunting rifles, but it's basically just a double-barreled shotgun on a mantle above the fireplace. Dr. Gray kind of comes in behind you guys with Virginia in tow, like he's kind of like guiding her along, and sits her down gently. She's still like sort of, fanning herself, trying to catch her own breath, taking sips of that water. And I think with that, you lay Dr. Powell gently down. He's sort of still shivering a little bit. He's sweating a little. And he doesn't look like he's grimacing as much. He looks a little more relaxed. And you're not sure if that's just because the pain isn't as bad, or if he's, actively dying.
Right.
But you lay him down, and this eerie quiet falls over the rest of the room as sort of everyone wonders, what the fuck do we do now? And I think with that, we will end that here. And we will carry on next time.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to stop.
It is.
And yeah, fun times all around.
Thank you so much, Dino.
You're very welcome. I hope it was fun. I hope it's been good so far.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah, more mystery, more spooks, and horrors potentially within comprehension next time.
Possibly, maybe, perhaps.
Maybe.
Unless.
I can't guarantee anything. Unless.
Maybe a tentacle as a treat.
Surprise! Oh my god, it's Cthulhu!
Oh my god!
Nyarlathotep! Let's go!
Oh my god.
And is that the king in yellow?
Oh my god! Let's go!
Let's
Meanwhile,
go!
you're sitting there like drooling, completely mad. Alrighty, so 2 weeks time, correct?
Correct.
2 weeks.
Okay.
That would be in America hours. That would be the 18th.
Yes, and the 19th for me.
The 19th for you. In upside down
Marvelous.
Aussie land.
Correct. We're just so far ahead of you guys. Like, I don't know what else to say.
For real though? For real though.
In some ways,
A little.
yes. In other ways, oh man.
For real though.
Oh
I just-
man.
I just saw Southern Australia. They passed. They pretty much took out personal and corporate donations for politicians.
Good.
I think
We
they
need to
did,
do that
which is
too.
kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts, especially for South Australia, because that's like the backwoods state. Nothing happens in South Australia.
Well, it's good. They can start a trend.
Exactly. That's the hope. All right. Easy peasy.
Love it.
Cool. I'll leave you all to it. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you for
coming,
hosting.
having
Good
fun,
game.
and letting me be your keeper of
Yeah.
secrets.
Yeah.
I have plans. Smile.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, we're
Good.
gonna be having fun.
Excellent. Great.
Hell yeah.